started having issues with filament feeding through my AMS. So that puts our total for the week at. Howdy, howdy. My name is Ryan. Join me as I take you through another week in my little print farm. All right, to start things off, a little recap from last week's festival. I did do pretty good. We sold about 1,050 in 6 hours. Went pretty good. As for what sold good, we've got the sea turtles. I had a whole bunch of those that I just printed. Looks like those are getting pretty low. We have some zebras. The Loch Ness, I'm probably not going to reprint many of those because I have some other items that I want to put in that bin, and they just haven't been selling as good. The dogs I had a good bit of, and they're selling. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for the minis. For the normal animals, let's take a look. There's a few more frogs I'm going to look at getting. I do have some cowboys, but I want to kind of have a nice variety. So those always go pretty good. Cats, still not going, so I'm probably not going to be printing any more of those. Lobsters, I did sell two of them or three of them. So I still got plenty of those left over. I did have some of the T-Rexes. I had printed four of them. That one was a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer one, and one of them had a Santa hat on them. Sold out of them. I only had two of each, but I'm going to look at getting another batch. So that's good. Dragonflies, I sold a couple of them. I lied. I sold one of them, which I had sold out of them at the prior event, but that's fine. Past that, dragons were so-so. Some of the larger ones went. Small ones, actually not too much, which is interesting, because normally those are pretty flying off at the festivals. But we'll see. Eggs. Mystery eggs, we sold a few, but the pack-in eggs were definitely where it was at, and the dragon eggs. So I'm actually working on doing that now. Essentially what I do is I take an egg and take the egg and I put a matching dragon inside of it for the egg, but it's kind of a mystery for what dragon it is. I also throw one mini and one smaller animal inside of it as well. Just always kind of a nice little surprise for them. And they're not just getting the dragons, which I know a lot of people do just the dragon eggs. I was selling them for about 25. All 5 of them went within the first 2 hours, so I'm going to look at getting another batch. Yeah. So as for what I'm printing now, I'm currently working on the advent calendar. I do have 3 orders. Now these were from my wife's coworkers, so I haven't gotten any of them from any festivals. But I've gotten 3 orders. This one's finished. This one I just need to pack it up with the minis. And this one I have just the bottoms that are working. From there, I'm putting them in these little bins, and then we're going to deliver them probably in the next week or so. As for what else I'm printing, I have a dragon printing to match this egg. So whenever I do these, I actually don't do a 60% like I normally do. I do a 70% for the small dragons, kind of in between a small and a medium. It kind of makes it a tighter fit, but I feel like it's a better bang for the buck. Down here, Cinderwing just released some new hatchlings, which is what they call their minis. And that is a polar bear and some penguins. So that's why I am not going to be restocking these. And I'm going to kind of condense some of these because I really liked about 3 of the models that she came out with, but I really don't want to expand another shelving system. I think the 18 rows is enough of the minis. Over here, I have a Q Forge that I'm printing for a family member. I'm going to be giving it to them this Saturday when we have a family event, just kind of a nice little surprise. And this is the bottom of the advent calendar eggs. So the goal for the start of this week is going to be to just fill up the stock that I need, just kind of get the bins up to a nice level for the products that I mentioned. And then from there, I'm actually going to shift focus and start working on some Christmas gifts. Since I have about 2 weeks before my next sales event, I figured I would take the opportunity to start printing for all my nieces and nephews. I come from a pretty large family, and they all love the 3D printed stuff, so I wanted to surprise them with a different item for each one, which is going to be a daunting task because I have nieces and nephews that range from 20 years old all the way down to 4 years old. So yeah, that's what the plan is, and I'll take you guys through the process. Good morning. It is Tuesday, and to start things off right at the end of the day yesterday, I started having issues with filament feeding through my AMS. This particular slot alone, I have a theory that the PTFE tube is cracked on the inside because I was able to get the filament to feed through, but it never came out through the back. So I've replaced that once before on this AMS. But yeah, so I'm going to be working on getting that replaced here in a few minutes. I'll take you through the process. Past that, I did finish the mini penguins from Cinderwing and the polar bears. I liked them, I just couldn't resist printing them, so went ahead and did a batch. As far as what I'm printing, currently got another egg with a matching dragon there. Over here, these are the advent calendars I finished for my 3 orders. I just need to fill them with the minis that go with it and then get them in their box to drop them off. They're local, so I can just bring them whenever. Over here is a Hue Forge for a family member. Oops, let's see if I get a better picture. Not really. Well, it's of their dog. So I'm working on getting that. That'll be done in the next hour. And over here, I have a batch of minis doing some zebras and another new one, which is I think it's an Arctic fox? No, a snow leopard. That was a snow leopard. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. So let's see what we can do about this AMS. If you've never had to swap out the PTFE tubes, it's a pretty straightforward process. Biggest thing is you just gotta remove the desiccant and the filament. And just be careful whenever you're lifting it. After you unscrew it, just to make sure you don't, because there's some cords back over here. Well, while I'm at it, I'll go ahead and take any loose desiccants and suck and vacuum those up. But let's see what we're dealing with over here. Oh, yeah. Oh, that wasn't even the one that I was thinking to break, but we've got a break here. Break here. And those two are looking good. So let's go ahead and get that replaced. Oh, yeah. That's a great... That's a great bust right there. And there. So, yeah, that thing's busted all the way through. Oddly enough, looks like it was multiple ones that were busted. I was only seeing the issue, though, on this side. But let's just give it a good look on the rest. The rest are looking good. Get these two right here. It's a little bit shorter. All right, that one's perfect. Perfect. There we go. That's perfect. So now we'll just need to clean up the inside and get it reinstalled. Should be pretty straightforward. Make sure that if you ever need to replace these, a way to, I shouldn't say make sure, but if you ever need to replace it, I think the first time I had replaced it, I had ordered a kit that came with all the different pre-sized ones, but that kind of costs more money. You don't need to. You can just order a bunch and just get some snippers and just kind of snip them like a longer spool, which is kind of what I've done with these. There we go. Just make sure we get the cords back in there nice and good. And then just slowly bring it back there. And there we go. Now I just got to get this back in line and we'll be good to go. Good morning. It is Wednesday. Started off by going ahead and packing this order, and that pink I've been waiting on for this order for like 5 days finally came in. Luckily, the buyer was very understanding. I had other pinks, but they wanted the one that matched, they had purchased from me prior, and I didn't have the exact brand in, so I was waiting until that one came in. So yeah, as for what I'm printing, over here I just started another dragon scale egg. And over here I have a batch of the HolidayTRexes. These sold out pretty quick actually at the festival that I was at. So I'm not going to go hog wild on it because I really don't want them to stick around after the season, but I went ahead and printed 2 of each. Over here, we have a batch of frogs. I did some of the rose frogs and just some of the plain tree frogs just to fill up my batch because I wasn't bad on the frogs, but I wasn't at the level that I wanted to be. And down here, I have some of the snow leopards and the zebras. This would have already finished, but unfortunately I had an issue this morning where a piece of filament got stuck in the extruder. Luckily, after I removed this piece, I was able to just take some tweezers and pull it right out. So saved me from having to completely disassemble the extruder. As you can see, I also have a brim on there. Someone in the comments recommended some settings that I can use to easily just pull the product off without having to deal with the brim. We'll see. I haven't been losing them as much lately, so I'm going to probably stop doing the brim for the minis, but since I got that comment, I figured I'd test it out. All right. Past that, I'm going to be starting some new prints. I got an order. Well, a family member of mine requested some reptiles, like some snakes and whatnot, for a Christmas gift for someone that they know. So I'm going to probably look at making some snakes here in a bit. And just a few other, I know I have these geckos right here, might include some of those. And try to find one more thing. Good morning. It is Thursday. my turtles finished that I had done. These have been very hot for the minis. I keep printing them and they keep going, which is a good problem. Those finished. The snow leopards finished. I also used the Brim recommendation that someone provided, and it actually worked pretty good. I was able to pull it off, no issues. I don't know how often I'll use it because I still dislike having to deal with Brim, but it's good to know that switching the default Brim width from 0.1 to 0.35 made removing the Brim as simple as just pulling it off. So that's pretty good. And there was a few of them that didn't quite line up that I need to clean up, like that one right there. But overall, good tip if you end up having to use Brim for something. Past that, I've been working some more on the dragon scale eggs. I'm up to 5 of them with a dragon in them, and I'm just printing a few extras for the pack and egg down there. Trying to get my stock back up and good for the Saturday after Thanksgiving, which will be my next event. And that's what I have printing here. Over here, I am printing a frog catch tray someone had ordered on my Etsy shop. Over here, I have an order of bats. That's another thing, is the large bats have been selling out pretty good. I can only throw a few of them on the plate at a time, but yeah. And over here, this is a crystal snake that oh no, it just dislodged. I hope that wasn't from me. Well, I was gonna say this is a crystal snake that I'm printing for my mom's neighbor who had requested it. It's probably my fault because I'm using the plate that has the textured effects, and I've had some inconsistent reliability with it. So we'll see. It's only got 1 hour to go. Hopefully it won't look too bad. I'm not going to stop it at this point. So yeah, that's that. Over here, I've actually been toying around with a laser engraver. Not going to go too much into it. Algo Laser sent me this laser just for me to give my feedback and all that stuff. So I'm kind of working on that video now. Stay tuned. You'll see a video about it here in the future. Good morning. It is Friday. And to start things off, I have some snakes that finished printing. I realized I was getting a little low on my snakes. I only had one left, so I printed a bunch of those. Also finished the bats that we're printing. Did this in the burnt titanium. Definitely looks really good on the bats. I have some more snakes over here. That was kind of what my focus ended up being just yesterday. And then I just had some orders, some pictures that were for some family members. Have some eggs printing right over here, and one more snake. And that's really where I'm at. Good news is my stock's pretty much up, which is good. However, I'm not doing a market tomorrow, this Saturday. I'm going to be doing another market a week, the Saturday after Thanksgiving. So I'm up to par. I'm going to be focusing on printing a few things that my wife would like for me to make around the house. And then we'll see what I'm going to end up making. Just gonna kind of see. I think I might start printing some Christmas gifts for some family members. Oh, one other note. I just found out that the Snapmaker U1 printer that I pre-ordered, it's going to be it's been shipped out. So I should be getting it on Tuesday. So stay tuned. I will definitely be making some videos about the Snapmaker. Really looking forward to it. I'll probably try to pump out a quick unboxing and initial prints video, but probably do a series of a few videos just because I know that's going to be a printer that a lot of people are excited about. But yeah, I'll touch base with you guys tomorrow. Good morning. It is Saturday. I don't have a market today, but for what I'm printing, I have some reindeer, some female reindeer, and some male reindeer. And I got an order for some cows in the blue silver, so I printed that, followed by an egg. So my stock's pretty much up there. The reindeer was the last thing that I needed to do. I did have some orders for some families that I was working on. Got those printed and taken care of. I'm going to be dropping them off later today. So yeah, I'll go ahead and give the end of the week recap. I didn't have any markets, but uh, I did sell 3 of the advent calendars for 130. There were some friends of the family. This particular order right here is $110. And Etsy, I had 6 orders for 118. So that puts our total for the week at 358. Not bad for no markets. Next week, I should be getting. Next week, I'm actually going to have the Small Business Saturday at my local farmers market, which should be a pretty busy Saturday for that market. I don't know what I'm going to be expecting because it is out of the farmers market, but from what I understand, it's more than the normal. So we'll see. I'll take you guys along the process. I'm also going to be receiving the new Snapmaker, so I'm going to be rearranging my printers tomorrow just to make room. Um, because I do have a TV up here, so I don't want to put something big up over here, but I also don't want to have to bend down all the time. So I haven't decided how I'm going to do it yet. So I'll be rearranging that next week. Look forward to some additional content for the Snapmaker because I can tell you as soon as I get it in, I'm going to be immediately using it, and I'll let you guys know how it's going, what my thoughts are, and everything in between. If you've watched this video this long, I appreciate you watching it. Please leave a like and comment down below what you might would like to see for the Snapmaker. You know, anything in particular. I do plan on doing essentially a unboxing plus initial thoughts review after a few prints, and then from there I'll kind of do a few additional videos. From there, I'm kind of going to kind of do it in a few series because I know it's a well sought after printer that people have been looking after, and there might be a lot of questions for it. Uh, Thank you for watching. Have a good day.